to compose myself here because I had to come to a local park for Bobby not to hear me and for me just to get out of the house for a minute and try to clear my head and think this through. You know, in all of this, I have tried to remain, diplomatic. I've tried to remain and keep my composure. I've tried to remain calm and collected and just plead my case, But there's just no explanation for what's going on with my family. There's no excuse for what's being done to us. This man stole our house with counterfeit checks. And nobody, not one elected official, not one person has done anything. And here we are at the 11th hour. I haven't slept. I've barely eaten. I am heartbroken. I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't. I don't care about me being dismissed. I don't give a shit. It's not about me. This is about my kids. This is about my son's future. His ability to remain safe. His ability to remain independent with his dignity. And, I have tried to just simply present the facts as they are and hoped that this would work itself out. But to be where we are now, and for my son and his life to be so dismissed, it's just heartbreaking. What I have, never said to anybody about my son is that we both almost died during childbirth. He's here and he's a miracle. And the kid is everything to me. They both are. They're amazing kids. They're amazing boys. And they're such a blessing. Bobby is everything to me. So when I tell you, at 6 months, they told me he was completely blind. He would never walk. He would never talk. He would never see. Wills Eye Hospital told me, wish for the big E on the eye chart. I didn't wish. It made it happen. They told me to just take him home and love him. That he had such significant brain damage that he would probably just never developmentally, be able to do anything. The neurologist told me his brain looked like Swiss cheese. This is a kid who is now the ambassador of Best Buddies, Pennsylvania. He's a volunteer for the Red Cross. He's an improv actor. A kid that can't speak is an improv actor. He makes us all look like nothing because we've done anything with our lives. And for his life and his future to just be so dismissed, for this man and his wife to walk through my house, look at him in his wheelchair, and see the environment and see that it's been modified for his safe care with me. and, for his life, and just dismiss it, knowing that they give counterfeit checks to steal his life away from him. I need everybody to understand this kid will face a life on Medicaid. He'll face a life in a facility that can't give him what he deserves. People look at us and they think, what, like we don't deserve what we have. He doesn't deserve his life. Like I said, I would live in a box under a bridge in Kensington if my kids were happy. Well, looks like we all might be living in a box under a bridge in Kensington. Because if this son of a bitch takes my home, it's all we have. So, we're at the 11th hour. I haven't heard anything. Solicitor's office, the commissioner's office. I called the solicitor's office at like 2 o'clock or something like that, 2 or 3 o'clock, I don't know. Oh, we got your email, we just got it. We'll get back to you, we're reviewing it. In other words, stick it up your ass, right? Because you're not important enough for us to do anything about. We don't care that your family is at risk. We don't care that your health and your emotional well-being is at risk, or your son's entire future is at risk. Is that what we elected into these positions? I don't get it. I thought that, there were laws that protected us. I thought there were rights that protected us. There is no doubt of what happened here. There's no doubt that the mortgage was created or executed 3 days before any alleged bid or alleged auction or alleged any freaking thing. I'm over it at this point. This man broke so many freaking laws, and so did this tax director. And everybody just wants to bury their heads in the sand as if we don't exist. Good news for you. Ain't happening. I'm not going away. And you will not take what's rightfully my son's. Because what you're asking me to do right now is to take everything that he's worked from the day he was born to just live and survive and be independent. When they told me that he could drink out of a straw, it was like a miracle. Something so many parents take for granted. When their kid can sip out of a straw in a cup, or they can step into a car, or they can open a door. Let me ask you this. Imagine 27 years later, and you're still taking care of your child, because they'll need that for the rest of their lives. They'll need an extra set of hands, an extra set of eyes, an extra set of ears, an extra mouth for the rest of their lives. And you did everything, and you fought, and you got it there. And you thought for a very short period of time that for once in your life you didn't have to worry when you were no longer here on this earth for your children. Imagine that being taken away to somebody who's at a Cadillac dealer crying because they won't give him an Escalade, using counterfeit checks to steal from other people like me. So, if you can get this to the sheriff, if you can get this out there, let them know what they're doing. Let them know what they're doing to us, to my children. This is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace on my son's life, on humanity, on ethics, on morals, and everything that stands. I am disgusted. And if you think for 1 second if this sheriff comes here and comes to my house, if you think for 1 second I'm going to roll over, think again, Mr. Sheriff. Because what you're looking at right now is a mother who's going to fight for her son's rights no matter what it takes. And again, that's not a threat of violence. It's not a threat of anything other than a threat that I'm going to be a mother and I'm going to do what I need to do for my children. Because what you are doing is stealing my son's entire future. So, I'm telling you right now, this will not be good for this county. Because what you see right now, me, what you see, and the pain, it's going to be nothing compared to the pain it caused my son. And rest assured that what you're seeing right now is what the national press will see. I've already spoken to them. I've already spoken to reporters. I've already given interviews. I've done everything I need to do at this point to make sure that the pieces are in place. That should this go a different way than what I think legally it should, all because of one corrupt judge who has the reputation of a cockroach, determined that he could wipe away our rights in a courtroom with no due process and no witnesses and nobody else there for me to question that was involved in this. Our rights were wiped away from a judge with the reputation of a cockroach who gave probation to a guy who sold his daughter on the internet and prostituted her. Probation. He is disgusting. And for anybody in this county to align with that decision or this tax director or this criminal that did this, you're just as much as a cockroach as he is. So if the sheriff comes to my house, trust and believe this that you see right here, right now, the real, is exactly what the press is going to see. It's exactly what the public is going to see. Because I've been as put together and as calm and collected as I can be. I'm no longer there. And I'm not irrational. I'm not anything but a mom who is scared to death for her children. Moms lift buses off their kids for a reason. And this mom will lift that bus off her kids. So rest assured, Mr. Sheriff, trust and believe that if you come here and you do this to my family without any due process, without any rights, and knowing what I've put out there, and knowing that this is a crime. The solicitor admitted that they had the documents. They had the email. They even had the video from yesterday. Trust and believe. This face and this pain is what the press will see. And I have no problem showing it. I have no shame. I did nothing wrong. Wrong was done to me and done to my children. So, if you plan on coming tomorrow, it's going to be what it's going to be. And again, know that I will not remove my son from that house. That will be on your men. That will be on you. So, I will not give his medical history. I won't give shit. So, if you do something that harms him, it's on you. The Red Cross, the ambassador of Best Buddies, Temple's Disability Institute, an improv actor in Philadelphia. Know that all those institutions and all those groups, AI DuPont Hospital for Children, all of them, Pennsylvania Hospital, Hub, all of them, they know him. They know me. won't hesitate, will not hesitate to bring in every official, every individual, every person that I know, in every entity I know. And trust me, I know a lot. So, don't. Not one person in this county could pick up the phone and make a 2-minute phone call. Jackie, it's going to be okay. Don't worry, you can sleep tonight. I haven't slept in years. What's the difference, right? I'm disgusted. Absolutely disgusted with this entire county and the way that they treated me and many other residents that this happened to. I just happen to be the loudest. I just happen to be the one with the story that hit. And it's going to keep hitting. I'm not done. So, sheriff, solicitors, commissioners, no. This is the face they'll see. This is the pain they'll see. And it'll be so big. This county is going to be torn apart in the news. They already are. They already have been. This time, it's not going to go away so easily. Because I won't go away. So, rest assured, that's where it's going. So, I told y'all that I would let you know. The sheriff scheduled it for tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. I've heard no different. I don't expect the state police to back them up and to support them. Not when they're doing an active investigation. They're not going to come in and hamper their own investigation. So, they're going to look stupid, that's for sure. The sheriff is, not the state police, because they've been great. I appreciate them more than they'll ever know. But the sheriff will look stupid. Absolutely stupid for coming there, because I have all the documents to prove this. The state police have everything. They just haven't had enough time, because nobody in this county did the right thing by reporting this. Not even the tax director. When he got those counterfeit checks, first thing he should have done was reported it. First thing he should have done, if it was a real sale, it would have avoided the sale immediately. He did none of that. He waited 6 months and then wrote a deed. That alone speaks to his involvement. But then, to transfer my bills to an illegal address with an illegal owner, fake, and allow those bills to just circulate around the town of Chester somewhere on my taxes, went delinquent, and then pulled it off of Upset for this man 5 times over the years. 5 times. You write fake checks. You write a deed 6 months later, and then you go and pull it off of Upset, and you claim to have sold it at Upset out from under me. Break. Those major facts alone, but simplify that. He got fake checks, waited 6 months, wrote a deed, and then proceeded to take my property off of Upset and allow your taxes to go delinquent. All of us. Over $100,000. And I have printouts of all this. So they can't, adjust the website or adjust the numbers or do anything. I have printouts of the times and the amounts that these accounts were delinquent. So none of it makes any sense. And why this tax director is still walking around with his judicial sale coordinator free is beyond me. Because this county wants to bury its head and try to escape from another corruption, another scandal that makes him look dirty. I'm going to make you look dirty. Because I have it all. Have it all. Every text, every printout, every minor detail. Because you know what? When I went to the tax office way back when this first happened, I went to Dave Unger, who was sitting behind the glass, of course, and I asked him what this was about, why I got this tax notice when this guy claims to have paid my taxes at Upset sale. He says, I'll be right back. There was a woman sitting to his left And I can still see her in my mind's eye. Dark hair, about middle age, a little heavier set. Turns to me and says, I know them, dear. I looked at her like, okay. Husband and wife team. Realtor, right? I nodded. She saw him come back and she looked at me and goes, keep everything, dear. Noted. So I did. She was right. I don't know who she was, but whoever she was, those 3 words, keep everything, dear, is what probably saved us at this point. So, know that I'm not letting this go. Your sheriff comes here, Mr. Sheriff. Make sure you understand it's going to be career suicide. I promise you, I will not harm my children for this bullshit that you want to bury and push away. You didn't even have the common decency to pick up the phone, but you had the decency, or I should say the audacity, to call me when Bobby put up a post. And all he said was, don't come here, it'll be a shit show. Misspelled. If you had taken the time to look at his profile, you just seen he's no threat. You told me that it was disturbing and alarming. I had to take the post down. Embarrassing is enough as it was to him. But you know why he's so afraid of this sheriff? Because when Judge Verway screamed in his courtroom that our house was gone and we're past that, there may be fraud, but oh well. My son stood up in that courtroom out of his wheelchair and grabbed the microphone and the table not to fall, screaming in terror because he thought people were in his house taking his dog and his belongings and locking us out. Screaming in terror, so much so that it sent him into a seizure in the middle of December. You know what Judge Verway did? Ran off the bench into chambers and called a mental health incident on my son, who was seizing in the hallway by this point because his brother got him out of the courtroom within 30 seconds. He was no threat. He called a mental health incident on my son. 4 sheriffs came running up to the floor to drag him out of the courthouse in the middle of December. So why don't you tell me, Mr. Sheriff, what do you think he anticipates when you come to his house? What do you think he thinks you're gonna do to him? You all created that. Not me, not him. He's not the threat. You are. Your judge created this. Your judge that has a reputation of a cockroach. He shouldn't even be on the bench. He should be working at Walmart somewhere. A fucking door checker or something. I can't stand the man. He's disgusting for what he did. And what he did to my son. The most unethical, low life that I could even think of. Man doesn't deserve to wear a robe. So, yeah. I'm angry. I'm hurt. I'm disgusted. I'm frustrated. I'm exhausted. I'm everything. So, tomorrow, 11 o'clock, 367 Woodcrest Road, West Grove. If you can make it there, by all means, I'll have coffee made. So, I could use all the support I can get at this point. So, we'll see what happens. Again, you know, I can't thank you all enough for your support. I really can't. I really, truly appreciate every one of you. You've been a godsend. I just hope you're strong enough to get me through the rest of this. Say your prayers tonight. Thanks all.